Howdy, my name is Luis Ramirez, and along with my lab partner Rogelio Casas, we will present to you our implementation of the Wireless Access Point, or AP, in a WLAN using the Aruba controller.
The application of this project is to broadcast an SSID from the controller and enabling a unique network point that requires its own username and password to access it.
The first step in setting up the controller was to set up WLAN 20 with the address 10.1.20.100 with a prefix of 24. Then we implement our own WLAN, which we named Neverland, as WLAN 22 with the address 10.1.22.1 with a prefix of 24. Knowing that WLAN 1 will not be used, we discard it as it is not used for this project.
WLAN 22 also has to be configured to act as a server, as we want the users to be able to obtain their IP addresses by just connecting to the network. Therefore, we set the network IP address to 10.1.22.0, which is also the subnet number, with a prefix of /24. We set the default router to 10.1.22.1 for this part and did not specify DNS server IP addresses.
We then had to configure our ports to set port 1-0 to trunk mode for WLAN 20 and 22. We also ensured that the STP was disabled for all ports.
After the initial controller setup was completed, we moved on to setting up the wireless LAN for this project. We used the wizard for configuration of the wireless LAN and LAN to have it go step by step through the process. The first thing asked is if we will be using campus only or remote networking, where our choice was campus only.
We then proceeded to create a new group to configure called Master Controller 2 and continue after selecting the newly created group.
We then selected the master controller in the AP group to implement our wireless LAN, Neverland.
After that, we set the encryption for the network using the authentication AES, TKIP, and set up the password for our network.
In our next step, we selected tunnel mode for our forwarding mode for Neverland in the group Master Controller 2.
We specified the radio type to all and set it to WLAN 22, which was the WLAN used to implement the network Neverland.
Then, we selected the option for internal use to be implemented for our network. With that done, we can move on to the provisioning process to finalize said network.
As seen in the video, the current name of the access point is not our group name. Therefore, we chose that network and start the provisioning process.
We then make sure that Master Controller 2 is selected and
then verify that our access point obtained the IP address using DHCP.
Lastly, we verified that the network was working by connecting to it through our cell phone's Wi-Fi and our laptop's Wi-Fi. We then successfully pinged the cell phone using our laptop, which verified that our network was configured correctly. Another way to see that it is working is that the SSID Neverland is currently being broadcasted, which is shown in the monitoring tab.
With everything working, we can finally change the access point's name to our group's name, and that's all there is to creating a wireless LAN. Thank you, Vivu, for a great semester and in helping us implement our labs and final project.